Here we go. Living the convertible dream right now. Oh, let's go. My hair's gonna go everywhere in this video, and that's fine, I don't mind. Just behind a bin lorry, we'll go past it. I'm putting it in sport mode. Sport engaged. So, welcome back to the channel, everybody. My friends, Venter Service Station, have just got this in part exchange, and I was like, mate, I love those cars. I've never shot one for the channel. Please, can I take it out? So today, I am able to tick that weird obsession car list in my head and drive a 645i, preferably a convertible, which thankfully this is. The car I'm driving today is a 94,000 mile 645i in this stunning silvery blue colour with contrasting cream interior. I'm going to be incredibly biased on this video because I absolutely love these cars. I can't even tell you why. Sort of like my fantasy weirdness I had with my BMW X6 a few years ago. This was on the list of cars I'd always wanted, or at least wanted to try. Now, the 6 Series, when it came out, had a weird welcoming by journalists. Just like the 7 Series in this same era, it wore an incredibly different and slightly strange body, mainly the rear end with that drooping rear light and the boot that looks like it's just fixed on the back of the car. But unfortunately for me, I love weird, and this is one of those cars for me that just ticks all of the boxes. Now you may be asking yourself, what are the boxes? Well, comfort, it has it. Amenities for the era, it has it. Convertible roof, it's there. And this being the 45, so 645, it has the 4.4 litre V8 up front, over 300 horsepower, 326 or whatever it is. That doesn't matter because, in my opinion, this isn't a fast car, it's a cruising car. You cruise around with that V8 burble behind you in the lap of luxurious mid-2000s BMW seats. Again, I'm very, very weird, and I've said that for years. This is up there with one of the cool cars from the era. I know it's not, because a lot of people would straight away disagree. I just think this is cool, mate. So thankfully, in eras, this generation of 6 Series depreciated. They did a 3 litre diesel engine all the way up to the V8 models. This being one of the higher end V8 models. Just pause there for this. Effortlessly it makes fantastic noises, this thing. This isn't even got an exhaust on it and it sounds so good. So this generation, as we stopped, has this really cool and slightly odd center console. So the left button, you can enjoy some rake, so it comes up a little bit, and then the right button actually opens it up for maximum comfort from the center console. You have wood finish inside, draped down in the center console. It doesn't continue onto the doors though, because there is multiple colored leathers here. We have a top in cream with the black accent in the center, cream carpets, cream seats with a slightly gray and black center console. There's something about it, I can't tell you what it is, but in my head of ticking boxes in cars, this sort of style of car is well up there. It's all about the lazy factor for me. So I love cars. If you're cruising around everywhere, maybe you're going on a trip, I love cars that are lazy. This is the ultimate lazy cruiser. Big V8 up front at 1500 RPM, 40-50 mile an hour down some B roads. You punch it, there is a waft of V8 power going down the road with a symphony of V8 burbling out the back, and of course, because there is no roof, you're able to hear that in the best way. Now I feel like you're not buying these sort of cars like this because you want an economical car, you want something that is going to wow your friends and stuff. I feel like this is a car that if you know, you know. It's one of those cars for me where If you know what a 645i is, you'll know that this car is nice and luxurious inside. It's from an era where BMW, yes, were making cars with 4 million stalks on it for some reason, but I feel like it still all sort of works. Luxury depreciated assets is even better for me. And then you take the roof off and then it's got a V8. Don't get no better for me. Now we've pulled over, we'll have a quick look around this 645i. Again, controversial styling from its era, but I feel like it's aged pretty well. I'm probably going to be told no in the comments it hasn't. I feel like the front end isn't too garish and outlandish. I feel like it's just right for the era, you know, a mid-2000s BMW. They all sort of shared a very similar front end. It's when the back end came into play with the 7 Series and the 6 Series, that's when people started sort of hating on these cars in a sense. But this one, again, with the paint colour, shows some really good lines, quite thick on the arches as well on these. Favourite wheels from this era of 6 Series as well, the sort of more full face wheel with the spokes will come down. It's actually quite a large car. You don't really notice it on camera and in pictures, but I feel like this is where a lot of people weren't too happy with the 6 and 7 Series from this era, was this whole boot design. Now again, I feel like it's gracefully aged well over time. I don't think it's as offensive these days as it was back then, with new cars being very, very odd. But I feel like that boot there, with the whole line coming down, I said this in the 7 Series, with the sort of boot that looks like it's been stuck on, I don't know, these days in 2023, I feel like it's not as offensive as it used to be. I feel like it's actually looking pretty good. It looks right, in my opinion. LED rear lights on this generation, so the 2004 generation 645. I will just open the boot though with the BMW badge and show you guys how much boot space is in one of these, because of course if you're after one, this is how much boot space you're going to have. The opening is relatively good for a convertible, but of course when the top is down, that's as much as you're going to get in there. That's my bag and tripod for demonstration purposes. As we pop that back down, integrated spoiler on this, which is pretty cool. Never really noticed that, something I thought I'd pick up on. The bit that I like the most about these, with the windows up, is this rear window. I can't tell you why, I just feel like it's really cool. We've left the roof down just to show you guys around. I will pop it up in a second. Coming inside though, again, very mid-2000s BMW inside. 3-spoke steering wheel in this one with, you know, a good amount of space. To be fair though, I will say, although my seat is quite far back and quite low, that's probably what you're working with rear seat wise. You'd have to bring this right forward to get someone in there. Maybe a child would be okay in there, but a fully grown adult definitely not. But you do have electric everything on the seats, so you can push them backwards and forwards. Electric settings down here for all the memory settings, and to adjust, even adjusting that headrest, which is really cool with the electric buttons. You also do have an isolation switch for that rear window, so you can actually tap that and put the rear window down. And again, as I've already said in the video, middle center of the dash in this one with that sort of wood grain with this cream interior with black accents around. I think it looks pretty good, but maybe that's just me being, again, incredibly biased on these cars. I don't think it looks too bad. It's not as offensive as it was when it came out. I will though step inside, start it up, and actually put the roof up so we can see what it looks like with the roof up. All right, we'll start the car up. The mighty V8 comes in, and I'll just push this button, and very simple, everything drops down, that goes up. And because of the British weather, and it's looking like it's probably going to rain in a minute, we will just bring this up. Very simple. It's not the fastest, don't get me wrong, but it is still efficient. And just like that, all the windows go up, and we are now cocooned in a coupe. Now, I did drive this a little bit with the roof up, and I must admit, it didn't feel convertible-y, and I say that because I've driven a lot of mid-2000s cars, and they feel so wobbly with the roof down. And to be fair, this isn't one of those cars. I felt like it was actually still really stable and really nice to be in, and not moving around at all chassis wise with that roof down. It's because there's a little bit more weight in this car. I feel like the 6 Series did weigh a little bit more, but even with that roof up, I still think it looks the part. Again, this is an unprepped car, we'll say that now. It's literally just coming in part exchange, so I wanted to grab it. One of my favourite bits though is this. It's sort of like a deck of a boat, I'm gonna say, but as the roof sort of curves in there with that rear window, I do like this bit. I don't know why, I can't tell you why, but I feel it looks cool. But again, I'm like proper weird, so there's that. But as it's not raining, we will jump back in the car, get that roof back down, go for a cruise. So to sum up my time with the 6 Series 645i, would I have one? 100%. Could have told you that way before I even got into this car. Hold on, we're just behind a bin lorry. We'll go past it. I'm putting it in sport mode, here we go. Sport engaged! No flappy paddles in this generation though, but it's a luxury vehicle. You don't need flappy paddles in a luxury car. Go, ready? Oh wow, it's actually quite fast. Revving round to 6,500 RPM there. That V8 soundtrack behind us. This is what motoring for cars like this is all about. The idea of easy driving. We'll take it out of sport mode because we're not sporting around anymore. The fact there's no flappy paddles, the fact that the seats recline in such a ridiculous way, the fact that the roof goes down but the windows stay up and you're still able to have this really nice aura in the car that you can still have a chat. It's not crazy loud. That V8 soundtrack, that's actually incredibly fast. I was not expecting that. I feel like if you're after a bargain convertible luxury car, it don't get no better than one of these. The E-classes from this generation just weren't as nice, in my opinion. Other rivals, it just didn't have it. Maybe that's me being a fanboy of these 6 Series, but this is one of the nicest convertible V8 cars, GT cars I'm going to call it. No, it's not quite, you know, Bentley Continental GT convertible sort of styling or price tag or anything like that or refinement, but it's still definitely up there, and you do feel like it's a little bit nicer than the other variants from this generation. Thankfully, I've recently shot a 7 Series 745i, so same engine as this. This is a lot faster than that car. Of course, it's lighter. It's still got the comfort levels. The body isn't moving around. There's no crazy shakes. There's no noise to say from the cabin. It's everything I wanted it to be, this car, which is really nice. I know it sounds so silly, but it is the luxury convertible GT-esque car I wanted it to be on a budget. So with that, guys, as I cruise through a small town in Godshill, it does this really well as well, just cruising along through town. You don't feel out of place in it, you feel quite nice. But again, with that, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you so much to Ventnor Service Station for letting me take this out. It literally came in a part exchange, that's why it's slightly dirty and stuff, but I said please let me take that out right now because it's a very me car, that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember, Ventnor Service Station, go give them a follow on Instagram, go like their page on Facebook. Cars coming in and out of there all the time, and this will be up for sale very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.